My third level supervisor was the one that sent me to the meeting and said specifically to me, go to this meeting, take some notes, bring back a report, and don't get involved.
The one-call industry was born out of the necessity when underground facility owners were scrambling to stop the repeated damage repair cycle happening with their underground lines. Since the need to protect underground infrastructure from excavation began, Pennsylvania 811 has provided effective communication between stakeholders. Join us in taking a look through the past 50 years of Pennsylvania 811. With 50 years of experience, passion, and dedicated service as its foundation, Pennsylvania 811 will continue its safety mission well into the future.
Well, back in the late 60s, 1968 to be specific, OSHA and the Pipeline Safety Act came into play. A group called the Pittsburgh Public Service Coordinating Committee saw that, determined that damage to their facilities was very important to them, created a subcommittee, which was made up of the 6 founding fathers, which incorporated Bell of Pennsylvania, the company that I worked for, AT&T, Columbia Gas, Peoples Gas, Equitable Gas, and Westview Water. So those were the 6 initial members. The city of Pittsburgh came on within a few months. That all started in September of 1972.
My first meeting with Bill Kiger, I don't want to say that's when I got dragged into this. I was there because I was asked to be there in the first place, and it frankly seemed like an interesting concept once I got the hang of it. Bill got me more and more involved as things went on. I never in my wildest dreams anticipated that I would be involved in one call in this way for this length of time.
I got involved in Pennsylvania One Call in 1976. I was working as a switchboard operator at Robbins Answering Service when they posted a job that required typing skills. So I applied for the position. They were looking for someone that could answer the Call Kathy line, which meant taking information from excavators and typing it into a CRT while talking with the caller. So after I passed the typing test, I interviewed with the chair and the vice chair, and they hired me.
They decided on a name of Call Kathy. Kathy was Miss United Way, 1971, and she happened to be a Bell of Pennsylvania employee. Initially, we went with the 800-242-1776 back in May of 1975. That was the year leading up to the bicentennial. And I've had people tell me to this day they'll never change their number because that's programmed into their finger, and they're going to use that American patriotic number.
Ticket volume in 1972, which was the first year of operation for the center, was 389 tickets. When I got involved, it was 22,000 tickets that were created. And in 2021, we created 1,046,498 tickets.
By the end of 75, we were in 33 counties, and we changed our name to Western Pennsylvania One Call System. We had about 33 members at that point in time, and we began discussing computerization because our call volume in April of 75 went from the 250 a month numbers prior to the law to 888 that first partial month.
The technology used in the early days was a private line data network. Each member had a teletype at its location. Everything was handwritten on a paper form and then typed into the teletype, and it was broadcast to all the members simultaneously. When I joined the organization in 1976, we transitioned to a mainframe computer system, and data input was actually done on a dial-up Model 40 CRT. Ours was the first system in the country where you could type the information as you talked to the caller. This was also the first time a computer would do a database lookup to determine which utilities were going to be notified based on municipality or ward number.
In 1980, we went from a teletype system to a PC. We were the first center in the country, in the world for that matter, to move to PCs. And everybody said, "What's a PC?"
Members moved from teletypes to PCs with modems or fax machines. And technology moved quickly after that. The internet was born, mainframes became in-house servers, the primary delivery method became email, the number of data fields on a ticket increased from 20 to around 50, and member lookup is now based on the notification polygons that are drawn electronically on a map.
The first statute was fairly short, but it basically said you have to call the local utility companies before you dig. In 1986, the big thing that happened was that membership was made mandatory for everyone who owned or operated an underground line or facility. And that included the municipalities and the municipal authorities. So we kind of closed the loop in 1986 and made the system essentially what it is today. Originally, the one-call centers were funded on sort of a voluntary basis by the members, but we incorporated in 1978, and then we established our own call center at that time using a third-party service. And then we morphed over time into running the center ourselves in the 1990s.
And now we have 36 full-time customer service reps that answer calls 24 hours a day, every day of the year.
In March of 2005, the FCC made 811 the universal number for call before you dig. Before that time, each of these call before you dig services had its own 800 number, and the FCC and others wanted to make it as easy as possible for everyone planning an excavation to call first. Pennsylvania 811 took the lead with this mandate, and in May of 2005, Windstream Communications and Armstrong Utilities had the 811 number up and running in Pennsylvania. Throughout this 50-year history, underground notification volume has increased year over year. From 20,000 calls a year in the 1970s to receiving 1 million tickets annually on December 11th, 2019. Today, it appears that 1 million ticket volume will be the norm going forward. As demonstrated for the past 50 years, Pennsylvania 811 is well positioned to adapt to any challenges it may face in the future.
Why there's a need for Pennsylvania One Call, I would say to prevent unnecessary damage to underground facilities, protect property, life, not only for excavating community, but also for customers that we provide service to.
It's all about public safety, and really in doing that, they provide a clearinghouse for communications among all the various stakeholders.
Before the one-call system existed, anyone digging had to contact each underground facility owner directly, separately, to check for the existence of underground lines that could be in conflict with their planned excavation. 811 contact centers fix that problem by providing one number to call before digging.
The risks for not calling 811 before you dig is that you as an excavator would be wholly unaware of where any underground lines would be.
You have a personal risk when you're out there. It involves damage that could happen or injuries that could happen to you. Then you also have company-related aspect where you could have incurred damages. You also have the potential for loss of life, damage to equipment, and fines by the PUC for not complying with the law.
You're taking a big risk that you may hit it or damage an underground facility. Most important of all is providing safe and reliable service to the community during all excavation activity. Sadly, you may get injured or may lose your life if you don't call 811 before you dig.
We've had a 15% decrease in damages, and I attribute that to the education from PA One Call, the use of the enforcement of the PA One Call law. It has brought a lot of light to the importance of following and understanding the PA One Call law.
I believe the decrease over the years are due to all the efforts by Pennsylvania One Call, its board members, and our communities by developing and providing new visionary ways to promote education, communication, collaboration for excavation safety.
We have numerous public awareness programs, beginning years back where we used to just do mailings, reminding them to call 811. We have evolved, much like the industry has evolved with promotions and contacting people. So we've hired a whole team to do educational seminars. We have a social media presence. We do a lot of educational programs for our stakeholders to keep folks abreast on the changes with the One Call law and to just update them on their responsibilities under the law.
We partner with PA One Call to assist us in training our employees, especially when there might be a specific group that needs to have a better understanding of the law. Getting that education from the 811 staff has been very beneficial for us.
Whenever we call PA One Call, they're very willing to come and provide education for our contractors, for our facility owner, markout folks, for our designers, our engineers. It has really enhanced everyone's understanding of the requirements of the law, and it has really brought forth a better outcome during construction projects.
811 provides opportunities in its education outreach programs, from major events such as regional safety days to online training and to private tailgate meetings, all provided by local liaison representatives of 811.
The idea of a safety day is a conference where you have educational classes, you have exhibitors, you have a keynote speaker. We have approximately 5 to 7 safety days annually. We bring the safety day event to various locations across the state, and that way more folks can attend. We get 200 to 300 people at each one of those safety day events. So we're effectively communicating to thousands of our contractors and facility owners throughout the state.
You know, if you look back the past years we've been involved, we've been sponsor, exhibitor, presenter. If needed, we'd scrub floors if we had to, but really whatever it takes. It's a great event. It's something that we've supported financially with resources and attendance. So we think it's a great opportunity to get out there and interact with other damage prevention professionals and improve your processes.
We provide demonstrations of our Liveline electrical trailer and dedicate ourselves to making sure that it's a worthwhile opportunity for contractors, other facility owners, Burroughs Township municipalities, and the general public.
I feel that it's very important that we take the time during safety days to educate all the attendees on the importance of natural gas and the types of facilities that we have underground in case they would experience that out in the field.
One of the most valuable service that I find that 811 offers is Coordinated Pennsylvania program, known as CPA. This service promotes safety and damage prevention at the highest levels, from project planning to final completion of construction services, while emphasizing on communication, coordination, collaboration, and cooperation for all the stakeholders involved.
Coordinate PA, we really like that. It brings a lot of folks together to discuss particular projects, as well as the coordinating committees, where we have that opportunity to gather as a regional group and talk about programs and opportunities that exist in those workspaces.
We are very active with the coordinate committee meetings in order to stay in touch with the municipalities and PennDOT who will be working around our facilities. Our goal is to partner with them so that we can minimize restoration, minimize any unnecessary work, so that we can look at them together and finish a job without tearing up the street too much.
I've been involved with 811 for over 13 years now. The board and the staff that we have at 811 is the best that I've worked with in my career, and I look forward to being part throughout the upcoming decade.
I have a lot of respect for all the people that work there, people that call in one calls in order to protect life and property. And I believe that Pennsylvania One Call is the premier one call center.
Pennsylvania One Call enlightened me in the last 15 years is how involved the staff get to protect contractors and our excavators and our utilities.
We're one of the best in class one call centers across the nation, and we continue to evolve using the latest technology to try to make the coordination of work easier for our stakeholders, and more importantly, to keep all our residents and contractors and facility owners safe while they're doing excavation.
The thing you have to bring to the one call equation is the passion, the desire to want to drive those damages down and make things safer for everybody. Because when you come into one call, you come into a family of people who think exactly that way. There's a passion and there's a real desire to make sure that we're doing and providing the best services we can. A lot of passionate people, good at what they do, like what they do, and it really makes a difference.
Pennsylvania One Call, it has grown into a fantastic organization that is dedicated to the protection not just of underground facilities, but of the lives and livelihood of those who live and work in those environments that have underground facilities in them. Happy 50th anniversary, PA One Call. Well deserved.
Kudos to the One Call team and happy 50th anniversary.
I want to just say to everybody that helped us get here, happy 50th anniversary.
Happy 50th anniversary to Pennsylvania One Call and 50 more great years.
Happy 50th anniversary.
Happy 50th anniversary, PA One Call.
Happy 50th anniversary, Pennsylvania 811.
Oh, I absolutely want to wish One Call a happy 50th anniversary. That's a marvelous milestone.
Pennsylvania One Call, happy 50th anniversary.
Happy
50th anniversary, Pennsylvania One Call.
Happy 50th anniversary, Pennsylvania One Call.
Happy 50th anniversary, Pennsylvania One Call.
Hi, this is the voice of your Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese. Join me in celebrating Pennsylvania One Call System's 50th anniversary. And be sure to contact 811 before you dig. Know what's below, because even minor excavation projects can do major damage. Contact 811 before you dig or visit pa1call.org to submit a locate request to have underground utilities marked. Remember, it's good to contact 811 before you dig.